a woman who is committed to being in such a union will never leave. I can promise you. So what's up everyone? My name is Nudi and welcome to Life with Nudi. So there's so many babies. It's Sunday in the afternoon. I think it's expected. And so my house is full of action. So I'll just shoot in the middle of that. I recently did my hair. So those who know me for the longest, I've always had locks. I shaved them off 2 years ago, and so I've had my hair, I cut them, I've been living in wigs. My hair is struggling as a result of the wigs, so I'm definitely trying something else. And so I'm loving it. It's 1 day old. I don't know how far I'll get to go with this, but I'm hoping to have this for a while. I had my locks for 7 years. I hope I get to have this for the next 7 years. So what's on my mind? So there's a couple of things that have been on my mind lately, and I just wanted to go through them. The first thing is Eric Maigo. I know it's old news. I haven't been following what's going on right now, just because that entire story, like, it's a bit depressing, and I don't know how I actually feel about it. But actually, an actual human being was dead, and between a teenager being the alleged perpetrator to just the allegations that came from that, I am really scared. If at all that girl is a teenager and that girl is the murderer, which I'm still not even sure if people were not sure that she actually did it. But I am actually really scared about the status of our mental health, and I'm also scared for our children. It's scary to live in this society right now. It's scary to raise kids in this society. It's just really different and not in a good way. And so that story just was really sad, and it's been in my mind for a while now. The other person that has been on my mind is Raymond Duga. And I want to say this, this is where I'll dwell for the longest, because it's just like the violence in homes and the violence against other people, like, just which is really sad. But I'll dwell on Raymond for a bit. So Raymond Duga is this guy who was recorded on camera beating up, I don't know that it's his girlfriend or his wife. And to tell you that it saddens me every time women take that kind of behavior is just an understatement. It's sad on a whole different level, but also it's just really, when will it stop? When will it stop? And I will tell you a story. I work in the gender-based violence space. I have for a while, and I was very passionate about domestic violence cases. And so that guy that you'd call when you needed to be rescued, you needed to push a case of a husband. In most cases, there were husbands who was allegedly abused their wife or their partner. So I worked in the intimate partner violence space for a while. And one of the things that I just really like, it every single time they really left a bad taste in my mouth, is when you will be able to follow a case and then all of a sudden the victim or the survivor would just go silent and would not want to pursue the case. So that happened quite a bit. But the ones that are still in my memory are cases where I helped save women who are in domestic violence situations, and then they would turn back and they would hit me together with their perpetrator, with their husband. And I would get threats, I would get these phone calls just insulting and all that. And that's when I say, like, I stopped. I stopped handling domestic violence cases. Those people who know me know I would not act on it. Like, I would hear it, I would empathize, I would pray, but I would never be the person to go and rescue someone in a domestic violence setting. Just because I've had so many bad experiences, unless someone wants to leave, they will never leave. You will cry, you will go up and down, you will do whatever you want, but unless a woman wants to leave, they will actually never really leave. And so that's one of the lessons that I learned, that we can't really force people to leave unions that they don't want to be, they don't want to leave. And so that was my major reason. So every single time someone tells me that I need to go on a rescue for a woman who's been beaten by their husband, I would 100% not be in that call. The exception is only for women who have actually left by themselves. I'm not going to help you leave. I'm sorry, like, because the many bad experiences I've had of people that I helped and then they just turn their backs on me are just too many. And that brings us to the next point of women and why we keep on living in these abusive situations and we don't want to leave. And a woman who is committed to being in such a union will never leave. I can promise you. I have hosted women in my house and they left and they started bad-mouthing me with their husbands. I have rescued people, like physically carrying bags on top of my head, like hamishering people. And I had this habit of, I would hamisha you and then come and host you in my house. I stopped it. They would go out of my house, backbite me, because you see that mental space of abuse, like if you've gone through abuse for so long, there's just a way that you think, and it's not something that you can just outgrow overnight. It's something that is deeply ingrained in you, that you will always want to abuse. Someone who's been abused will always be an abuser, and that's one of the things that I have come to realize, that unless you heal from an abuse, you will most likely be the next abuser. And that's one of the things that I've realized with the women that I've helped, is I would help them, they would get out of my house and they would want to abuse me. And as much as I have grace to extend, I don't think that any human being can be able to withstand it for so long. So no, I'm not part of rescuing anyone. In my gender-based violence scenario, I only do rescues for children and people who have actually left. I'm not going to take you and leave, get you out of there. And that's unfortunate, because there are people who would require that help to get out, but I've been beaten so many times. I would not want to be a part of that. And that's just me. So on Raymond Duga, I understand that people are enraged, but that woman doesn't want to leave. And unless she wants to leave, there is nothing you can do about it. Maybe you wait until she gets killed, and then that man will be arrested, because that's a clear offense with a complainant who is dead, who will not retract the case. And it just sucks how our system works, but it also really sucks how women go into this space where they don't actually even stand up for themselves. And I refuse to stand up for someone and end up being the one who is on the wrong. That's just my self-protective thing. So I would not comment. Like, I would not comment. I will extend grace. I will pray. I will not be a part of domestic violence cases personally. I would help someone who wants to do it on their own. I would just not be the one to do it. And that's just it. These people forgive each other, they will not forgive you. Like the intimate partners will forgive themselves. Like they will go back and live happily ever after, and then you will be their permanent enemy in that scenario, and I just refuse to do that thing. So on Raymond Duga, that thing has been on my mind, but it still just solidifies my brain, solidifies my, what is the name, my convictions that that's not just for me. And so I don't do it. I just don't do it. And that's just me. So I pray for a lot of healing for the woman. I pray that she gets the help that she deserves. I pray that she lives. And I pray that we learn not to raise boys who will turn out to be abusers. As a parent, and I have been a girl mom for years, I just recently got to have a son, and my conviction is that every day I get to do things that will ensure this boy grows up to be the #1 respecter of women, and that there will be nothing that I will blame myself for, because it goes back to how we raise boys. And I've said this so many times, like that thing of boys are just like untouchable and they are small gods in homes, it just needs to end. Because you are breeding a society of men who don't even have feelings. Like it's all about their egos, and that's it. Like they can do whatever they want to do with zero consequences, and they have already aligned their mind to like, there is nowhere you'll actually take me. The way that man does that thing, it's not only in public that he does it everywhere. He's used to doing it. There's nowhere you can take him, and that is sick. It's sick on so many levels, because girls are dying, women are dying, and there's nothing we can do about it, and that is what sucks. And on the flip side, raising girls to be able to not take abuse. And I know it's easy to blame parents, which I don't want to look like I'm blaming, but I hope that all of us just try to do our best. English. Try to do our best with girls. Just ensure that they know marriage is not the ultimate goal. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not your fault. You don't have to stay and die in a union. You can always walk away. And it's powerful to be able to tell your girls that abuse is not supposed to be tolerated under any circumstances. Abuse is the no. Abuse is a no-no. If it's a girl's thing or it's a boy's thing, it's just not acceptable. And and we're actually seeing a lot of cases of men also being abused, so it's not only one way. But I hope that we understand that abuse is not acceptable as a society, and that we need to show people, especially girls from a tender age, that they don't have to take it. So that's it. Those are things on my mind. I used to follow this couple from Australia, Jamie Parkins and Nikki Thought, and there were allegations of assault towards the man, which is sad. And like this story is just like, you watch everything and everything seems to just be crumbling. Everyone is divorcing, everyone is beating each other, people are killing each other. Like it just seems like everything is so wrong with our society. And I pray for healing for everyone. I pray for peace for everyone. I know it's hard, I know everything is so difficult, but I hope that we normalize talking to each other and just being there for our family and friends. So if you don't know how someone is faring, pick a call and check in on them. you never know, that could be their saving grace. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, all those good things, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Bye.